What's going on, all? It's the aftermath. Canelo Bivol, way after the fight. Thanks for tuning in. I apologize, for the late video. I was live, and I appreciate the people that stuck for my live. Unfortunately, there was a lot of buffering, and a lot of the message got deleted somehow, so I had to post another video because I was requested to, and I appreciate it, and I apologize once again. So, Canelo loses, this was a major upset. No one was expecting him to lose. And this is the problem that we have, in boxing, that they have these 2-fight deals. You saw a similar scenario with Joshua and Fury, right? Fury beat Wilder, and then Joshua was saying, right, man, I'll beat Usyk, and then I'll challenge Fury. Jump in the gun. Now, obviously, Triple G was the second fight for Canelo, and that was a $100 million fight, I believe the Joshua versus Fury fight would have been $100 million as well, a 2-fight deal that they wanted to pursue, but Usyk crashed that party, and Bivol crashed the party in this case, and the reason why I say it's similar is because Usyk and Bivol are very highly skilled fighters, very highly skilled boxers. And in Joshua's case, he could have easily dropped the belt and fought Fury. You know what I mean? And with Canelo, he could have fought Triple G first. There was no obligations. There was no mandatories in place for Canelo. He decided to fight Bivol first. And it makes you wonder, what sort of route is he taking here? Does he want to drop back in weight, or why did he decide to fight Triple G second? I don't understand that. What was he trying to do here? I mean, it would make logic sense to fight Triple G first and then try to become undisputed against Bivol. I'm not sure what, or at least get one of the bouts, I should say, and then come undisputed in lightweight, light heavyweight, my apologies. So I don't understand the logic of Canelo fighting Bivol first. I mean, when I saw that name, Bivol, immediately I had that reaction of, oh gosh, I don't know if he's going to get through Bivol. I believe Bivol was his hardest fight. You look back at my breakdowns, you look back at my past videos, and I go into detail, of what I think of Bivol. And I wasn't wrong. I did say Bivol could beat Canelo by outboxing him. I don't think he can knock him down, and that was the case, I also mentioned that he had to win at least 8 rounds, and that's what he done, comfortably. So I mean, this was a really bad management call, in my opinion, with Canelo. If I'm Canelo's manager, I'm telling him, hey man, why don't you fight Triple G first? Get that cash, the $100 million paycheck, and then fight Bivol next, So I mean, and as well as for AJ and Fury, I would be telling AJ to drop the belt and fight Fury, in the 2-fight deal, $100 million, I mean. But hey, that's boxing, and it just shows that, one fight does really change everything. Bivol's a guy that was unknown, now he's a superstar. It's similar with the Ruiz and AJ fight. Ruiz was known, but not as known as AJ, obviously. He was the cash cow. In this case, Canelo's the cash cow. And now both of those guys are superstars. Ruiz and Bivol, because of one fight. One fight really does change everything. Let's talk about the fight here. Canelo, I believe, wasn't conditioned enough at light heavyweight. I believe that he just didn't have the fitness to keep up with Bivol. I also mentioned that as well, that Bivol's stamina will be better than Canelo's in this fight. And it definitely was, Bivol came in there a lot lighter than the usual light heavyweight. He came in there quite light. He knew what the game plan was. The game plan was to outbox Canelo, and he stuck to that game plan. And he used the best tool in boxing, which is the jab. He controlled the fight. That's how you control fights, is with the jab. That's what he done. Canelo didn't use the jab. He hardly used it. He went in there swinging with hard haymakers. And the thing is that he was swinging with hard right hooks, trying to get Bivol to stop throwing that jab. And Bivol countered that with the jab. As soon as he threw the right hand on the arm, and these are hard shots, mind you. After the fight, Bivol, his whole arm was bruised up. These are very hard shots, but Bivol's jab isn't getting shut down from hard shots. I've mentioned this as well. He fought Joe Smith, took him the distance, tried to knock him out in the 12th round. This Bivol's no joke. You can't really see where he's been knocked down, because I believe he hasn't hit the canvas yet, to my knowledge. I may be wrong, correct me if I am. But Canelo's throwing shots to the arm, trying to defuse the jab instead of countering the jab. That's the problem there. He's throwing these big right hands, using up all his energy, thinking, right, I'm going to break this guy down early. And Bivol's obviously he's blocking it, so his arms are taking the punishment. Canelo's targeting the arms, thinking, I'm hurting him, I'm getting to him. And by the time they get to round 9, round 10, Bivol's just looks like he did in round 1. He's still got that same pace. He doesn't look like he's hurt. When Canelo's hitting the right arm, he's immediately doing triple jabs, double jabs. He's pushing Canelo to the ropes. He's pushing him back, controlling the fight with the jab. Once Canelo starts moving back, with his head movement, what he does, tries to, do as good defense as he does have, he's unable to move because he's on the ropes. So Bivol's going for it. He's throwing multiple combinations. But he's not going for it like Foreman. He's not going for it in the sense where he can get tagged straight after. He's going for it in a way that he's controlling distance. When he's throwing the right hand, he's stepping back to throw the right hand. He's very composed, Bivol is. Very composed. Think about, this is the biggest fight of his life, and he's going in there without any panic, going in there very composed. His movement is great. The triple jab is great. The triple jab is used so that Canelo can't go low. Canelo's got really good low movement, and Bivol's using the triple jab to push his head in a way that he can't go low, And because Canelo's looking for the right hand, it's just not working for him. That's not the shot. The shot is the uppercut. That's the shot. But mainly, the shot is the shots to the body. He's got to slow Bivol down. And I believe he gave away his game plan too early, Canelo did. He went in there trying to do damage, trying to break him down too early. We all know Canelo for breaking down a guy at the end of the fight, or championship rounds. I also mentioned that Bivol would come out in the 11th, 12th round trying to win the round, trying to throw the last punch, and he done that in the 12th round. He threw the last punch. Believe it or not, the judges had it a draw at round 10. Canelo's lifting Bivol in mid-air, exactly what Joe Smith done, using up all his energy because he's frustrated. You know, he just can't compose himself. You know, he's getting frustrated from the jab, especially. You know, he's getting frustrated because he has to try to get inside a guy that's fighting his own fight. You know, he's not falling for the bait. Canelo tries to wave him to come forward. He tries to get him to throw shots by coming forward, and Bivol's just being well disciplined. You know, it was a masterclass performance from Bivol. His movement was spectacular. You know, the way that he was taking the shots, he was moving with the shot. You know, so if Canelo threw a right, he would move left. He was very on point. Bivol was. He took all Canelo's best shots, and it's unfortunate that Canelo was going for that right hook. I believe he should have went to the body more, try to slow down Bivol. But this is a learning curve for Canelo. This is a learning curve for him. And for Bivol, you know, big props to him. He's now a superstar for Russia. And what better way to do it for his own country, you know. Going back to Russia and everyone welcoming him with open arms. You know, now Russia has a great champion, you know, a guy that's beaten the pound for pound number one, you know. And now he's a superstar, you know, all to one fight. Now, all I've got to say is that Canelo wasn't disciplined. You also saw him going to the corner, you know, refusing to take a seat, where his corner man had to tell him, hey man, take a seat, you know. Just compose yourself, relax. Let's talk about this. You know, he was too anxious to get out there and try to hurt a guy that he didn't know how to hurt. You know, the right hand to the arm wasn't working for him at all. You know, the jab came in triples. You know, so I mean, masterclass from Bivol. It is the Aftermath, man. Thanks for tuning in once again. I gave it a 9-3 to Bivol, but like I said, you know, he needed to win 8 and he won 9. And fair play to him, you know. He went to Canelo's backyard and done the business, you know. So I mean, that's all I gotta say, man. Stay tuned in. I'm likely to go live soon, you know. Possibly in the next couple of days I may go live, but if I don't, hey man, I look forward to hearing from you. Let me know your take on it. It is the Aftermath. Have a good one. Peace. God bless.